Alright, I'm back with another Destiny video, and we are really going to be pushing the bounds of what is potentially interesting for the channel. I'm kind of just doing this as a meme, but I figured I would just see how it goes, because I don't really have anything else except speculation ahead of tomorrow, and probably by the time I publish this, Bungie will drop some like big lore teaser I should have analyzed or something, but you know, whatever. I am going to be following my own advice and deleting my remaining shaders from my inventory. As you know, I'm big into fashion. I got my fashion emblem here, and then I have been all in favor of transmog this entire time. I took my Guardian Games ornaments off, and I'm currently rocking what I call my Daedric Warlock look, which I really like. And it's not perfect because this gold doesn't shade on the Dawning thing, but besides that, it's pretty good, and like this chest plate is just too wicked to not use, so I really love it. So if you're like me, you kind of have your collection of favorite shaders, and what I do is like every time a new shader comes out, like you obviously don't have room for it and you have to delete something, so I kind of just pick whatever one I find that I've used the least, and then delete that, and then add the new one. So this is the collection I've come up with. These are not like my top 50 of all time. Certainly some of my favorites are in here, but it's I can't believe they're actually going to transform these into non-consumables. It's a miracle. But in this, I assume this whole page will just cease to exist. I don't really know. Like, there's no real reason for it anymore. So I guess we're just losing a tab here. I don't have any, so like I know the thing to do is go to Rahul and do these 5 at a time, but as you can see, I don't have like a ton. Like I did that a long time ago where you have like 300 copies of the one you get from like, you know, chests on Titan or whatever. So the one I have the most of is probably just Genotype from farming Escalation Protocol back in the day. But I figured I'd also kind of just go through these and talk about them a little bit just to show off what they look like, at least on here's a prime example of what I'm talking about, where like, sure, let's make the glow on the Geomag ornament be neon purple and the the shader that otherwise looks like this. I do like this one though. Genotype, that's going to take a while to dismantle all these, but this has always been a pretty sick shader. That looks great on that helmet, jeez. And the texturing is really good on it. I like shaders that have a lot of like fun textures on them, and so now we have to, this is the longest one it'll take, so we have to delete all 60 whatever of these. This one I could go to Rahul for, but as you can see, it's going pretty fast, so I'm racking up my legendary shards over there in the corner. As you can see, I am in no short supply of legendary shards. I usually have over 10,000. The only time they go down is when I spend a bunch of them on materials at Spider. And what else do you even spend legendary shards on? I don't know. This is why I have so many, because there's just no reason to ever spend them. My Bright Dust, that's pretty low Bright Dust for me, because I just spent 18,000 or whatever on the Guardian Games ornaments, which I still don't really love. I still don't like those ornaments very much, but at least they shade this time, which is better than last year, certainly. And yeah, there's nothing really. I already cleaned up my vault. That was a different video. I need to clean up my inventory a little bit. And then I think one of the points I made in my article today was wrong, where I said you should get last minute umbral focusing done, but I forgot that there's going to be a separate page for the different seasons, and so I don't think you actually have to do that. I think umbral focusing will remain if you want to still get Battlegrounds weapons. But alright, moving on. Gift to the 9. I don't remember if this is the flawless shader, or there was a couple 9 shaders from back in the day, and I went flawless one time ever with some streamer help way back when. But this is obviously a pretty sick shader, and we don't have Chatterwhite, but on most things this will get you kind of close to Chatterwhite. It depends on the item in question, but Dawning Warmth. Most Dawning shaders are not amazing, but this one's actually pretty good. The purple's a little much here on the on the robes, but generally speaking, I've used this on a few things, and I think this looks good on weapons too. Horizons Beyond. This is an Arrivals Darkness themed shader. It's not like amazing. The brown and blue are kind of odd. I I don't really know why I've kept that around. Celestial Dome. This is a really good classic shader. Maybe not on this outfit in particular, but it's very chrome and white, and it looks, there's some blue highlights in it. I really like it. 10 of these. Oh wait, no, I'm seeing 76 New Age Black Armory, so I'll have to get through that too. Rivalry BLACKSAND. These are from Guardian Games last year. These were really good shaders. Better than the ones this year, I think. And there's two versions of these, and they're kind of inversions of one another with black, white, and gold, which are pretty cool. And of course, what shader collection is complete without CALUS'S selected? The ultimate white, gold, and purple shader that makes everything look royal and fancy and very nice. Yeah, that makes all weapons especially look very good. CALUS'S Treasured, not quite as well known, but very gold, extremely gold, probably too gold. You know how I feel about gold shaders on things most of the time. Vintage Timber, what was this from? I think this is from the Revelry. Is that what that symbol is? Revelry? I honestly don't even remember at this point. But I'm pretty sure it was. But I've used this a few times. It's a pretty good one. CALUS'S Elite. Yeah, I wonder what the Osiris one was. This is from one of the raid layers. I don't remember which one. I don't know why I kept this one. I don't think it's very good compared to the other ones. It may have just been one of the ones that were like new, because I never ran the layers until right before they got sunset. CALUS'S Preferred, another one. Interesting texturing. I think it's the same texturing. It's just a different color scheme. And then we have BLOODMANE. This is one of the this looks weird on this. I don't know. That's not great. Where's the red? There's like a tiny bit of red there. That's a Festival of the Lost shader. PRAETORIAN VISAGE. A lot of white, black, and gold here. I don't know why I have this specifically. I don't think that's what I use very often. Lawful Neutral. I actually really like this shader. Not on this, but so Lawful Neutral, I'll show you. This actually looks really good on weapons, I think. That's a good shader on this measure check. But where's Lawful Neutral? But it has this really cool, like, kind of grayscale flat look that looks good on a lot of weapons. Atmo Glow on that looks pretty nice. I don't know. I just think it's really distinctive, and we don't get many like kind of flat one color shaders. So I have liked that one, and as you can see, because I only have one copy of it left, I've been using it. Gilded Smoke. This is a Beyond Light one that normally looks pretty good. This one's okay. I actually kind of like that on this. The blue is nowhere to be found there for some reason. Skelegal, possibly the best shader in the game of all time. Is kind of the ultimate gold and black shader. It's like kind of orange. I'm also colorblind, like to a certain extent, so if I say colors that are a little mixed up, that's why. But Skelegal, especially for weapons, it's fantastic. And one of the best ones I have, for sure. CRYPTIC Insignia, another Beyond Light one. Okay, some surprise neon blue highlights in there, even though those are not to be found anywhere in there. That's just how shaders go, as we know. Welded Brass. This is a pretty solid shader. Ooh, look at that glow. I don't know why it's got a neon purple glow for these things, but I like that shader a lot. I have to remember. I hope you can mark shaders as favorites when they do the upcoming system, because otherwise there's so many shaders and collections. There's hundreds of shaders, so being able to quickly find them is going to be pretty important. So Marble Effigy. This is kind of a neutral looking one that I like. I think it needs to lean more into kind of the marble effect, but MELCHIZEDEK. Okay, I don't know how to actually pronounce this. This doesn't look good on this, but in general, this is one of my favorite shaders. I think my Titan had some really good looks using this once upon a time, and I think I had what are the shoulders with the neon purple horns? Anyway, it looked really good with that. Got a lot of these. This is from the Forsaken era, I guess. So I don't even remember how you got this. Was this an Eververse one? So maybe I just gotten a lot of drops from that. I'm not sure. But yeah, I like the black and purples. Pretty much anything that's like black paired with something else is good, or white paired with something else is good. It's when you start really mixing all the colors together, you kind of get into weird territory and things that don't look great. And you kind of, sometimes you'll have to go case by case basis, like, you know, because certain armor, like you can almost make like a flat black set with Atmo Glow, because sometimes the green just doesn't show up on a lot of pieces of armor. So if you pick the right pieces of armor and do it, it'll like be almost flat black. Abyssinian Gold. This is a new one. This is kind of like a statue look, which I like. It doesn't really work with Geomags, but I had a statue Titan look I did once that was fun. Carminica. This is everyone's new favorite shader from pretty recently. This is what, Arrivals? It's one of the ultimate kind of red and black ones, and it's got some like texturing on the black here. This is not the one I'm using, it's close, but that's a very good shader I've used very often. Midnight Exigent, this is another Warmind Arrow one. Wait, no, this is, what symbol is that? Worthy? Worthy, okay, but it is based on Warmind kind of stuff, which is why it looks a little bit like the Genotype one, but I like that one. And what is coming up here? Bloody Tooth. This is one of my favorites. Another great red and black one. Really, the red is a lot darker than some of the other like more glowing reds. So that's a good one. That looks good on weapons too. Chakarina. I don't know how to pronounce it. Yeah, this is one of the ones with like, it's like denim texturing almost. And it has this like flat matte look that is really cool. Like, you know how that was like shining in some of these other ones, it makes it really matte. So that's kind of an interesting look. Oh, Bergusian Knight. Yeah, so these are classic shaders because they're one of the only ones that actually have moving parts to them. Like, you can't really see. Let me try and zoom in. So if we do this, and yeah, okay, so now you can see it. So like you can see it's got on the armor here like moving textures. I think they're the symbols of the Black Armory houses, so that's pretty cool. I think all of the ones from that from Black Armory did that, and I've got at least one more here. What is this one? Oh, yeah, this is another one of the new ones I just sort of bought because it was new. It looks okay, kind of matte. Lake Crown. This is from this season, and it kind of reminds me of Undying, a little bit of an Undying look there. I don't think I've actually used that. The fact that I've 15 lined up there means I've probably gotten them in batches of 5 and just never really used them. I'm not even sure where that, where does that drop from? I don't even know. Oh, this is the other Rivalry, so it's pretty much just an inverse of the other one from last year's Guardian Games. There is a Guardian Games, at least one Guardian Game shader I didn't get because I didn't turn in enough bronze medals, just because I cannot be bothered to run this event, and I'm a little worried it'll be like good and I'll regret missing it, but I don't know, there's so many shaders. Butterbark, this is the one I missed the first time they sold it, the wood grain, which sounds fun in theory, but I don't think I've actually used it on anything yet. You can have some wood grain weapon looks that are pretty cool with it though. WARBRICK, one of my all-time favorite shaders. Oh, interesting. On this, you can barely see any of the red, but I've used this on a lot of armor and a lot of weapons in the past. It's it's a very good look. Absolutely one of my favorites. That and Bloody Tooth came out around the same time. Amethyst Veil, easily one of the best shaders in the game. For weapons and armor, everybody loves this shader from Season of Opulence, and for good reason. It is fantastic. That will be marked as favorite if we're allowed to do that. Atmo Glow. See, okay, yeah, so you can see what I mean, where it's almost all black, but then you got one little green section there. But if you change your chest piece, maybe it is all black. So it's one of my favorites just because you can get a lot of like very heavy black looks with it. GOLDLEAF, this is for more kind of a glowing gold from Opulence, but it's not quite as obnoxious as like CALUS'S gold from those shaders. Here's another Black Armory shader, one of the, actually this one doesn't have glowing effects on it, but very cool look here. You have to like really commit to this look to make it work, but I've always liked that shader. And a lot of Opulence ones. So Golden Empire, this is kind of a more roughed up version of GOLDLEAF, where it gives you a little bit more of a worn look. I've used this on a good amount of weapons in the past. It's a pretty solid one. And moving on to, I think this looks like a Gambit one. Yeah, okay, Gambit Jadestone. Oh my god, that looks awesome. I've never tried that on this. Holy crap, that looks so cool. That glow is like so bright it hurts my eyes. Why is it doing that? Okay, so, wow, this might just get me to convert over to Jadestone for this entire look. Yeah, this is a really cool shader in terms of the glows it produces, but like, obviously I was not expecting that look from the way that looks right there. But that is a very cool look. I'll leave my current look on for now, though. Yeah, Rustberry. That's a weird one. Got nothing for that. I think that's a new one I just picked up. Carbon Blood, more kind of red and black. That red is too metallic and glowy for me. I don't love that. I have a lot of copies of this for some reason. Not exactly sure why. But yeah, there's enough red and black and white ones where there's probably better options than that. I do know some people that liked that when it came out, though. I remember people were excited. It was in the store or whatever. Precursor Vex Chrome. Easily one of my favorite white-based shaders in the game. It's hard to see the detail. Let's see if I can zoom in on it here, but that's Gambit Chrome. Yeah, so, okay, it's still hard to see, but like you can see there's like really fine texturing here, where it makes it look like it's like carved from like, you know, ancient stone or whatever. And it looks really cool on weapons too. This is just a very, very good shader all around. You did not think I would be going this in depth to each shader, did you? Gotta have some actual content for deletion, so it's not just me pressing the F key a million times. Although I am still doing that. Gambit Chrome, so like, this is really obviously a distinctive shader, but I don't probably actually use it all that much anymore. I've had like full chrome outfits in the past, but it's been a little while since I've actually done one of those. And we're getting down to the last row here. Rivalry Resolute, one of the new Guardian Games ones that actually looks better than it would imply, except on the gun. Good lord, that looks terrible on the gun. As is well known, I hate the Guardian Games aesthetic of the three primary colors. I think it looks like garbage. This is the prime example of what I'm talking about in terms of how this is just totally trash. But, alright, Seven Sisters. Oh yeah, this is the one with the stars. That looks so cool. I don't know if they move. I can't tell if they move. Oh, with the moon there on this piece, that looks fantastic. Yeah, so the fabric effect on this shader is really cool, so I have to keep that in mind for the future. New Age Black Armory, another classic red and black, and then this one does have the moving texture on it. It looks good on ships because it covers the whole ship in the moving aesthetic. I'm gonna do Rahul for that one. Rasmussen Clan, same thing but green. I haven't really used this one that much, but out of all of those, but it's cool. Let's say that for Google too. Midnight Smith. Okay, so this is the shader I'm actually using right now. I like the fine texturing on the fabric, and this is a color red that I like. Still metallic, but not like glowing in your face metallic. And it makes the glows red on the boots and the thing there. This is the shader from the Scourge of the Past. So still Black Armory theme, but it is the Raid shader. Shadow Guilt. This isn't great for armor some of the time, but for weapons, this is probably one of the better shaders for weapons, personally. Yeah, I really like that a lot. And I'll leave that at 25. I'm going to do these last ones as Rahul. So I know I'm dragging out a little bit. Neopop Wave, one of the most distinctive shaders they've ever done. I don't think I've ever purposefully done a full look of this, but obviously you can do some pretty wild things with it. And if I didn't have your favorite shader in there, sorry. But there's a lot. Oh, I gotta decrypt cool, Behringer's memory, love that. So you can do these much more quickly with Rahul, and he gives you materials and glimmer and shards and all that stuff you need. Poor Rahul, he used to be so important, now he's reduced to recycling shaders and giving you prime engrams, and that's pretty much it. I am very curious to see how the new shader system is going to work in practice. I really, really hope there is a mark as favorite thing, because it is going to be extremely difficult if it doesn't have that. And yet I still want there to be access to all of the shaders we have, because this 50 limit has been very cumbersome and I do not like it. So that was my shader deletion. I'm sure that was completely riveting content for you. Here so long it became nighttime, and Titans continue to celebrate their third place victory. So congrats to Titans, who are now winning the days after the contest is over. Great stuff. Good job, guys. Okay. Evie's chewing on her horns. That means it is time to go. All right, I'll see you guys later. Obviously, there's going to be a ton to talk about tomorrow. My video tomorrow in the season will probably be on the later side, because it won't even go live until 1 Eastern, and I'll have to play it for a few hours to have any thoughts on it. So, all right, I'll see you guys next time. Take care.